get this going. Luckily for you guys, we did Tuesday kind of what it's going to look like. You should kind of understand what the days will be like. I will record videos, put homework on there, put notes on there. The difference will be you won't have your hard copies unless you print them at home. Otherwise, just do work on notebook paper, okay? Now, we're going to be doing everything through Otis, and some of what I'm going to show you here is something that you're going to see in all your classes. What they have put together, and if you want to follow along on Otis, you can. It doesn't really matter. There's a lesson on here for today. And they have student expectations. They came up with a document. How about I unfreeze it? These are the student expectations for students while we are online. Okay. Now, this is the same for every class. So I'm going to go over it with you guys. You may do it in all your other classes also. By third period, they may do it less because you've seen it multiple times. We'll see. Okay, so student expectations. Continue as normal in the classroom, progress just like we were in person. I'm doing the same thing next week as if you were here. Okay, so we're not really doing anything different. Okay, that's one. Two, your school day follows the normal 7:30 to 2:30. That means if we do something like next week, this is not going to happen, but if you have questions on your homework, we'll talk about that in a second, do a Zoom meeting. If we have a test or a quiz, and we do it by Zoom, or you have to take it online for this class, you got to be on your computer at 7:30 to take it. Okay, and we'll talk about that. If you have questions or concerns, you go to office hours, which are Zoom. I'll talk about that. For you guys, it'll only be during your class time. So if you have questions, it's going to be between 7:30 and 8:15. That if you want to Zoom, okay? That's why so it doesn't double book, and you're like, well, 3 teachers want me to do something at the same time. Yeah.
This is for all classes.
Yep. Yeah, all classes. So unfortunately, this is the first one for you guys. So that's what makes it bad for that. Okay. Emails. This is if you email a teacher at 5 o'clock at night and say, hey, I can't figure this out. Help me. They may answer you. They may not answer it till the next day. Right. We're thinking school hours here. All right. How you keep up with this? One, continue to check your school email. Teachers will throw stuff on your school email. Check Otis. I will talk about Otis separately after we get through this. Complete lessons on Otis. All that's on Otis. Kind of like you guys know how that works already. Okay, nothing different there. Homework. Complete it on time. Same consequences. If it's late, you lose points and so forth. Okay. This PowerPoint I'm showing you right now is on Otis. Right. It's on the lesson. It's on there right now. I'm playing it off of Otis, so if you want to look at it at some point later or whatever, okay? This goes with the test. Tests and Zoom meetings will be given during the normal class time. Students receive a 0 if you don't show up. So if it's a test and you're not there, you get a 0, okay? You are responsible for prior communication if there's a conflict. If you can't be there, you have to let your teacher know ahead of time you're not going to be there. Okay, if you just don't show up, that's going to be a 0. Okay, if you can't tell, we're definitely trying to make this much more real than we did in the spring. Right, that's part of the reason. Okay, this is my rule. I've added this part here at the bottom. If you do Zoom, use your own name when you go into Zoom. If there's some other weird name that I don't know who that person is, I'm just going to kick that person out. Right, that way I at least know who's who when people come into Zoom. Okay, that's just so we can keep that straight. All right. Will we have tests or quiz or Zoom meetings you have to go to next week? No. But if this goes long term, eventually we probably will. I will do tests and quizzes on Zoom where you got to be in front of your computer with the camera on you while you're taking your test to try to be able to monitor that. Yeah.
What if you do not have a
Then you have a Chromebook that does. Yes. If you have a Chromebook, they will, during Win Today, they're going to have you sign that out to take it home with you. And if it's not that one, it will be a Chromebook. That's Mr. Hostetler's figuring that out. So if you don't have something at home with a webcam or something to do that, they will get you a Chromebook that has that capabilities to be able to do that. Make sense? Okay. All right, so that's kind of what the student expectations are, okay? Some of the things with Zoom meetings and stuff, that is not going to happen. I'll always give you at least like 2 or 3 days notice. Hey, on Thursday next week, we have a Zoom meeting, you need to be able to be at, or whatever, okay? So that, I'll give you a heads up as that comes, okay? So those are kind of the student expectations. They're doing the school day thing. That way people doesn't double book. You can probably guess who your teachers are. Some may have no Zoom meetings. Some may have them every single day. You know your teachers, you know who will do what, right? All right. So that's like general overall school expectations, okay? So let's go back here. So here's some things I want to talk about. Student expectations, we talked about that. So if you go to, and I don't know, yours might look different than this. When you go to your class, you have a class board, right? So if you want to click along and notice, you can. If you just want to look up here, that's fine. The class board is where most of the information is going to be. I've already put it up. Here is what we're doing next week. Now, that looks really hard to read like that. It's all like straight. If you click on it, it makes it nice and neat. There, okay? Oh, that's wrong. Let me edit that real quick. I want to change this. This is due Tuesday. So you'll see here, the way this will work, on Monday, there will be a video and a homework. I will also post the notes if you want to print them off to do the notes that follow the video, just like we do in class. If you want to just do them on notebook paper and write down what's going on, that's fine too. So the way this will work then is on Monday, we will do this section. I'll be a video. At this point, I decided next week I'm not doing a Celis. It's going to be all me giving you stuff. I'll post the lesson. There'll be a homework. That homework is due the next day. And when I say it's due Tuesday the next day, it's due at like by midnight that next day. Okay. What that does though is it gives you a chance, because the way they're doing this, you have certain times to work on stuff. But if you work on it on Monday, whatever time you want, I don't care. Tuesday, during our class time, I will have a Zoom if you have questions. That gives you a chance to come back, ask questions. If it's due Tuesday at midnight and you decide to work on it at 10 o'clock and you have no idea what you're doing, it's a little late by then, right? Work on it on Monday. If you have questions, Zoom, email me, whatever, on for Tuesday. So that's why you always get like 2 days. So it's due a day, and then you have a Zoom meeting the next day for questions. Does that make sense? Okay. So the way it'll work is if you go to lessons, okay, let's go to your class here. Here is your lesson for today, April 2nd, 2020. Here's the expectations we just went over, okay? Homework, we went over that. Zoom meeting, we went over that. Zoom meetings, here is the link. I want you to try the link. If you have your, I'm gonna open mine. I have it over here. We're just practicing. That was quick. Okay. I don't care if you turn on necessarily your camera or anything. I am going to be on Zoom the whole time during our class. They want us teachers to be available the entire time of your class. So if this class is 7:30 to, if this class is 7:30 to 8:15, then you need to be on there that whole time, okay? So, that's the way that will work, okay? Some of you may need to, do you need to download the app? Some of you, I don't know how that works. Okay. I don't care. If you want to, you don't have to. Okay. I don't care if you have your camera on or not. I can easily go in and mute everybody or turn everybody's camera off. It doesn't really matter. I can easily like share my screen if I want to. Right, you all know that works, so you all see whatever is going on, okay? All right. My plan is to have it where I do not, I got to set this up here, to not have a waiting room, so you just come in right away, because if I'm going to be available this entire class, okay? I'll turn all of our cameras off. I'm going to turn, so if you come on, you should be able to get on. If the quickest, best way to get a hold of me is right in the chat, okay? Does everybody know how to use the chat over there to the right? I'm sure you do. Also, I have this set up, I should just say right away, I have this set up that every Zoom meeting is recorded. Just so you know, just in case anything dumb happens, they're all recorded. That's why we know what is said, what's on the screen, all that kind of stuff. So just so I know what's going on, okay? Do you have to use the Zoom this next week? No, if you don't have questions, if you just want to email me a question, I'll respond to your email with your question. But my plan is Tuesday, Wednesday to do Zoom meetings. I'm not going to do Monday, the first day. If you have a question Monday, email me. We can do it, but that's that first day you're kind of getting into it. Now, with that said, the lessons, how often? I'm not going to just drop everything Monday for the whole week. Okay? I will kind of do it day by day. Honestly, part of that reason is I am making a video for Algebra 2, I'm making a video for Calculus, I'm making a video for Pre-Calc, and I'm making a video for Stats. So to have all those done for all of my classes by Monday morning, I'm sorry, I won't have all those done. So usually I'll just drop them each day, okay? So that's kind of where you get your information. You want to go to the class board. You can see all of my classes. You go to the class board. Here's where you would click to have the weekly kind of outline of what's going on. You go to lessons. The way the lessons will be set up is it will look like this. It will say Algebra 2. I'm switching it up. I was going by, now let's see what you guys think. I was going day, date, and class. I think I'm going to switch it up by class first. That might help you guys see stuff a little bit better, as I was just looking at last night. So I'm going to go class, day, and then you have a lesson for each day. And then if you go to assessments, you can see here is the assessment, Algebra 2, homework 5.1, polynomials. There's the assessment that nobody's turned in yet. That's for Monday. It's actually due Tuesday, but that's Monday's assignment, okay? All right. So with all of that, that's a lot of stuff. Questions that you have? Okay. Do you have questions on anything for how we're going to be running it? Like I said, as Nate said, we kind of, I think, understood a little bit because we did this Tuesday. We took a picture. You've done everything we were pretty much going to do other than the Zoom, which I should stop and hold on, let me end the meeting. Go there. Yes, question. No, next week, there is nothing you have to do at 7:30 for this class. Well, and nobody else can make you get up before 8:21, right? Because that's when second period starts. So, so the only thing I will do is I will say on Tuesday and Wednesday, I will have a Zoom meeting I'll have it open, going during this class from 7:30 to 8:15. I might even open it up Monday just to have it open and I'll probably be sitting on my computer working. And if you go on the Zoom meeting and you come in and I'm not like right there listening, just put a message in the chat, say, hey, give me 5 minutes. I am guarantee I'll be getting up and getting cups of coffee throughout the morning. So I might not be right in front of my computer at that moment, but I'll be there within a minute or two. I'm not gonna run to Walmart or something like that, but I may, go get a cup of coffee, go to the bathroom and come back. So just so you're aware of that, if I'm not there right away, give me a minute, I'll be there. So my plan is to pretty much they're expecting us teachers to pretty much be available 7:30 to 2:30, wherever your class is. Right, for this class, yes. Or if you have questions and you want to come to that Zoom to answer questions, right? For you guys. Once we get further, if this goes further along and we get to tests and quizzes and stuff, that's when we'll do it during the Zoom during this time. Okay. Other questions? Okay. All right. So that's the plan. The last thing I want you to do, when we do these lessons, the one thing I do want you to do each day, and I want you to do it here, is go into the lesson, and as already today, I can see London, Aiden, Reagan, click completed. I am going to give points for just clicking completed. So I'm going to give 2 points for the homework, and then I'm going to give 2 points for each day if you click completed. Because what that does for me is if you click completed, then I know you have gone into Otis, you've at least looked at it, and click completed. I don't care if, like, you look at the timestamp here, all of these that clicked it, whatever time. If you don't have to get up for this class and you click it later, I don't care. I just want to see at some point that day you have clicked the lesson completed, so I know you've been on Otis and you've looked at it. That's step one, okay? Whether or not you do anything or not is no different than you're in school. Some people don't do their homework when they're in school either, right? But at least I know you've looked at it. Because then they also want us to, like, if you don't interact and mark completed, then teachers are going to, there's a spreadsheet for teachers to look at and say, hey, this kid hasn't done anything in 2 days. Another teacher says, yeah, I don't have them. Then it goes to Mr. Bratchard and Mr. Smith, and they start contacting parents and stuff to say, why aren't you doing anything, all that kind of stuff. Okay. What? That button, you got to go to the lesson. So you go to lesson here, and then I don't have it on mine because I'm not a student, teacher. I don't have but I can click here to see, like, and the people are here. You're in progress there. Do you have to collect each thing? Is that what you have to do?
Yeah, you have to click both.
You got to just click both components. It doesn't matter if it's a video. It honestly doesn't care if you watch the video. If it's a worksheet, it doesn't care if you complete the worksheet. You just got to click them, and then it shows completed. Okay. That way, I know you've at least got on, you've looked at it, and you've clicked it to show that you have that done. Okay. And like I said, if this is 3 days, and we come back after Thanksgiving, all's good, then we're back to normal, and a lot of this was just for a couple days. If it's longer than that, my feeling is I want to talk to you guys and set things up that if it goes longer, we're set up for that. Hopefully it doesn't come to that, because as you know right now, like even sports are shut down for a week. We can't practice, there's no games, all that stuff got canceled. So I want to come back as much as anybody so we can get back with sports and all that kind of stuff. So, but preparing for the worst, but hoping for the best idea. Okay. Any other questions?